This is Amud Yomi Gemara and Shabbos Daf. Chavav Amud Beis, and today's learning has been sponsored as an incredible schos. Refuah Shalema for Freitel Miriam Bas Sarah B'siyata D'Shemaya. The ultimate schos HaTorah should be Megan and should bring Freitel Miriam Bas Sarah a complete and quick Refuah Shalema. The last two words in Chavav Amud Aleph, Amar Abaye, going off the brayso that just taught us, or Shimon Elazar said, Kol Yetzim Eitz, anything that comes from a tree, a plant, there's no din of gimel by gimel, which means it's not makabel tama. You could, yes, use it as chach, aside for a flax. Amar Abaye, as we turn over to Chavav Amud Beis, Shimon Elazar, V'tana devei Rabbi Yishmael, Amru davar echad. Shimon ben Elazar, Shimon Elazar is the same as Tan devei Rabbi Yishmael, which is what? Shimon Elazar is that which we just said. That was the price that we just quoted about kol yitzim and eitz, less than 3 by 3, not by kabel tama. Yes, use as chach, except for flax. Similarly to Tan devei Rabbi Yishmael, ma'id Tan devei Rabbi Yishmael. Halvanem begadim b'teiras tam. The pasuk says begadim. Doesn't say what type of begadim. Upar l'chakas abechem and semer upishtim. And one time the pasuk explicates semer upishtim, wool or flax. Why does it do that? Ma lahalon semer upishtim teaches us that just like in the pasuk of semer upishtim, which was what the pasuk of tzaras, avkol semer upishtim, all the garments mentioned in the Torah are semer in pishtin. So Shimon Elazar is teaching us that other items that come from a tree are not mikabel tama, aside for semer and pishtin. So that's the same thing as you Shimon Elazar, as we learned on Amud Aleph, that chotzmei pishtan is not mikabel tama. Rava Amar, says Rava, 1 second. Shleisha b'shar begadim ikibei nayu. You just taught me, said Abaye just taught me, there is Shimon Elazar and Rabbi Yishmael. We're mamish one opinion, says the Gemara, not so fast. Come along, Rava, and Rava says, there is a chilik. The chilik is the din of gimel by gimel by other materials. There, Shimon Elazar is slave. Shimon Elazar holds that there is a din of gimel by gimel and is mikabel tamel tanat Yishmael Leslie. Shimon Elazar only said if it's gimel. Shimon Elazar excluded, from tama only once it's 3 by 3, which means if it is larger than 3 by 3, it sounds like Shimon Elazar would say it's mekabel tama. If you go back and flip over for a moment to the bottom of Chavav Amud Aleph, what is the words of Rav Shimon Elazar? Ein boy mishum shalosh al shalosh. So says a Rav, that doesn't mean there's no dinam of tama. It means if it's only shalosh al shalosh. But if it's larger, then says Rav, there is a din of tama. So says Rav, Shimon Elazar and Rav Yishmael are not perfectly the same. But says the Gemara, de Kuli Alma Mihos. Everyone, Rav and Abaye, both agree. We're 10 lines down. The first one line is Lei. Shal. So Rabbi Shimon ben Gayim has a din of Tama ben Gayim. Minalan. What is this halacha that if it's 3 by 3, there is a din of Tzaras? Titanya Beged. In the Ela Beged Shal Minayin. How do we know it's particularly once it's 3 by 3? Again, not Tfachim. Once it's 3 by 3, etzba'is, says the Gemara, Tamulaymer, Viha Beged. Excuse me, I said that absolutely backwards. Excuse me, it is a din of Tfachim. No, we were right the first time. It's a din of etzba'is. Shalish al shalish is a din of etzba'is. I'll point out where I just got confused, so no one else does. If you look at Rashi, shalisha, Rashi says tfachim. That's not our Rashi. We're in the previous figure. We're talking about shalish. So shalish, you look back in Rashi, Amud Aleph, is a din of fingers. 3 fingers, which is a shiur 3 by 3, which is a shiur for Tomas Begadim. So says the Bazik Ve'habeged, Ve'ema l'Rabbi Shleisha al Shleisha. Now the question makes a lot of sense. Maybe it comes to say it has to be 3 tfachim. We're saying it's coming to say it has to be 3 fingers. Says Gemara, why? Maybe it comes to include shleisha tfachim. Says the Gemara, Lav kal v'chaymer hash t'shasver v'tamei. If Shesi and Erev, the warp and the roof, the different, as we see explicitly in the Pasukim over there, by Taras, that the threads, they go the two different ways on the loom, they become Tameh. Does the Pasuk have to say that once it's 3 Tfachim will be Tameh? Of course it is. Meaning, if in this stage, the unprocessed stage, in the loom, the warp, the weft, the shesi, the erev could be makabel tama. Certainly 3 tfachim by 3 tfachim. Certainly, once it's a complete garment of 3 tfachim by 3 tfachim, it's makabel tama. So says the Gemara, wait. So why don't we say the same thing? If an unprocessed thread is makabel tama, so maybe 3 fingers as well should be pashit. Says the Gemara, no. Al shleisha the chazi. Once it's 3 tfachim by 3 tfachim, which is fit. Once it's fit, it's a full-fledged garment for anyone. That we can learn from a kal v'chaimer. That's called a beged. It's called a garment. So if something is mekabel toma in the unprocessed stage, certainly once it's a beged. But shalosh, which is not a full-fledged garment, and rather la ni'ebu de chazion, but la shiron loy chazion. Therefore, loy asi v'kal v'chaimer. We cannot learn it from a kal v'chaimer. Says the Gemara, Taima dechas veikra. The reason is because we have a pasuk, Haylo kas veikra, loy gamrina bekal v'chaimer. So the Gemara concludes that indeed the kal v'chaimer could only teach us 3 tfachim, and in order to include 3 fingers, we're only going to be able to learn that out from the pasuk of veha beged. Asks the Gemara further, 1 second. We're about 10 lines to the bottom. The first line is Gamrina kal v'chaimer ve'ema l'rabbi shleisha al shleisha b'shar begadim. Why don't we say that the words veha beged comes to teach us shleisha al shleisha b'shar begadim, meaning we were keeping this very localized. We were keeping within the psukim of Tsaras. Says Mera, wait. We know that we have a ribui. So we thought that the inclusion is coming to include 3 fingers by 3 fingers. Says Mera, wait. Maybe it's coming to include other begadim. Amar Kra, no, Tzemer, Beged Tzemer Pishtin, Beged Tzemer Pishtin in, Midiachrini Lai. Says Mera, wait. Maybe that's only by 3 fingers, but not 3 by 3 tfachim. Says the Gemara, and with this we conclude, Trey meuti ksivi, the 2 meutim, begeru tzemer, oy be begeru pishtin, chal meuti shalosh, chal meuti shloisha, al shloisha. And therefore, we come full circle to our original din that we started the day of Abaya, of Rav Shimon ben Elazar, which might even be Rabbi Yishmael, which is that once something is 3 fingers, it will be mikabel tama based on the pasuk. Less than that would not. And of course, we got into this based on the fact that Abaye started today, which was based on the brisa of Shimon Elazar, which again we quoted a brisa on the base of Rabbi Yishmael, which is kol hayotzim in eitz does not have a din unless it's going to be 3 fingers by 3 fingers. If not, you will not be able to use it as chutz mei pishton, aside for pishton. We'll stop over here and we'll continue, as the Gemara will continue learning the drashais, the shita of Rava, b'siyata dishmaya.